Okay. We got to push the got it button. Carlos, can you please clear the screen? Just said got it. Oh, is it that screen? I could have done that. Okay, Ms. Boggs, go ahead.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Doolin, can you please lead us in the pledge?
Absolutely. Please rise. I pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay. Call to the public. Do we have anybody?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 4, information discussion policy revision, first read. That is legal counsel, correct?
Thank you, President Boggs. You'll recall in June, I presented a new policy manual and I told you there were virtually no changes substantively except for the ones I outlined for you at the time. Inadvertently, I changed the authority for approving student fundraising from the superintendent to the board. This is just changing the facts so that you don't have to approve every single fundraiser to the discretion of the superintendent. That's the policy change. And that's the first read, so we can move on.
Okay. Action items, number 5, policy repeal. Dr. Wilson.
Madam President, members of the governing board, I'm actually going to turn this over to Director of Legal Services.
Okay.
Yes, as it turns out, the student fundraising policy is not the only one. I inadvertently changed the authority from the superintendent to the board. So we didn't have time to present the revised policy. So my recommendation is that we repeal the field trip policy for the moment. And in the absence of a field trip policy, it will fall on the superintendent to fill in the gap. And in the interim, he will revert to the old field trip policy, which is what it should have been all along had I not made that mistake.
Okay. So then we need a motion to repeal the policy.
Madam President?
Yes.
I move that we repeal the policy provision, Chapter 6, Section 22, field trips from our recently adopted policy manual.
I'll second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I will call for a vote. Do you want me to call McAfee or are you good?
Oh, unless I can do it. So
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Mr. Watkins was
Any
mute.
opposed? Oh, let's do it again then. You know what? Could actually, Mrs. Boggs, could we have someone else do it? I'm having a really hard time seeing the screen. I keep moving. And so maybe if someone there could see it and they could see all the ones online. Thank you.
I can do it. I can do it.
Okay,
Can
thank
you hear me?
Micah.
Yeah, now we can hear you,
Yes,
Mr.
we
Watkins.
can hear you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to call for motion for the approval of was it item 5, President Boggs?
It's number 5A.
Number 5A. Okay, I'm going to call for the vote for item 5A.
Did we just do that?
We
You were on
did,
mute.
but you were on mute, so we're going to redo it.
Oh,
It's okay. Okay,
It's all
Mr. Watkins,
aye.
Ms. Boggs,
Aye.
Mr. Hobson,
Aye.
Mr. Boyle,
Aye.
and Metcalf is an aye. Motion carries.
And McAfee is an aye.
Oh, McAfee, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this between all of us.
Yeah, we're good. Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, and then moving to item B, we want to, I need a motion to table this for future board meeting, the annual financial report.
Mrs. President, Madam President?
Yes.
I move that we table item 5B.
I'll second.
Okay, is there a second? All right. Ms. Metcalf, do you want to call for a vote?
Absolutely. All right. Although, would you like for me to do this as roll call or all at once?
However you want to do it.
We'll do it roll call. All right.
Okay.
Mr. Watkins,
Aye.
Ms. McAfee,
Aye.
Mr. Hobson,
Aye.
Mr. Boyle,
Aye.
Ms. Boggs,
Aye.
and Metcalf is an aye. Motion carries.
Okay, moving to C, authorization to offer surgical technology associate's degree program. Is it Dr. Wilson or Dr.
Yes.
Doolin?
Yes, ma'am. Is there a motion first or is it?
Oh, yeah, I guess we need a motion to approve.
I motion that we approve item 5C, the associate's degree in surgical technology.
Isn't that C?
Let's see.
Yes,
5C,
Oh, she said C. Okay.
I did.
yes. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion?
Madam President, members of the governing board, we've come to you on a number of occasions talking about the opportunity we have as an institution to provide an associate degree. And by statute, there's some steps we have to take in order to provide that. One of the steps is that we have to send notification to those who may object to us offering the associate degree, which we did. And after a certain period of time, then we bring back to you whether there were responses or not, and then ask you to approve the program. We did send out the notification to the institutions that potentially would be in conflict or have concern about the surgical tech associate degree, and we did not receive any responses back. And so the time now has indicated that we are in a position, we got one back, and there was no concern. And so the time now is that we are back asking you to approve the associate degree for surgical technologies with the hope of beginning that in January of 2024.
Okay,
Madam.
is there any more discussion?
Madam President,
Yes.
Dr. Wilson, are we, and I guess this is probably for Ms. Doolin, Dr. Doolin, excuse me. Are we satisfied that the associate's credit we're going to be offering is going to be accepted by, I think I know the answer to this, by ASU and American County Community College and other, NAU and so on?
At this point in time, we are not positive or confident that it will be accepted by ASU, U of A, NAU, or Maricopa County community colleges. We have articulations with other institutions that will accept our credits. One of the challenges we're having is, again, this idea that institutions have a certain kind of credential or accreditation, which from our perspective doesn't carry the water. What carries the water is the currency of the certificate, the currency of the certificate earned. Our hope is that the work that Dr. Doolin and others are doing will help shed light on the idea that the model that currently exists is archaic and not in the best interest of students. For right now, we don't have those articulations. We have them with other institutions, and I hope in the future that we do have those articulations with those state institutions.
Are we working towards some sort of accommodation with those folks?
We're always working towards it's ultimately up to them. Our belief is that as we continue to build our program out and we see the quality of product that we're delivering, that we will have the opportunity to again be at the table with different institutions. We've worked with different institutions in terms of letting them take a look at our curriculum, our scope and sequence, our pacing guide, and asking for their input, because certainly we would like to have a model that was in the best interest of our students. They're currently not in a position yet to accept that, although I hope in time that they will be. Part of what we have to do by statute is to tell our students where our credits will articulate to, which we will do whether it's this program or any of the other programs that we bring in front of you.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Any more discussion? All right, hearing none, let's call for a vote.
Mr. Watkins,
Aye.
Ms. McAfee,
Aye.
Mr. Hobson,
Aye.
Mr. Boyle,
Aye.
Ms. Boggs,
Aye.
Metcalf is an aye, motion carries.
All right. Okay, moving on to non-instructional staff evaluation tool. I need a motion to approve.
Madam President, I move we approve item 5D on the agenda.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, discussion.
Madam President, members of the governing board, this work that has been done is work that the institution has needed for quite some time. The work was done by Dr. Doolin, so I'd like to turn it over to her to explain the work that she and her team accomplished.
Okay.
Good evening or good afternoon, Madam President, board members. So the non-instructional staff evaluation tool was one that we worked on in conjunction with many of the programs. The goal of this was to make sure that we hit all the individual areas, yet bringing us together as one EVIT. So you'll notice in the evaluation, there's a set of criteria in the beginning that everyone in any position that's non-instructional will be evaluated on. That includes everyone from our receptionists to our administrators to our groundskeepers, all across the board. There's a set of criteria, I believe it's A through K, that we will all be evaluated on. And then you'll see below that there's specific questions that then pertain specific to their roles. So there's a different set of 4 questions after that for receptionists versus grounds versus administration. There's some caveats after that. The goal of this was to have one evaluation that really united, but yet still allowed us to distinguish the differences, which is why there's those caveats under each one. There's an additional 4 to 6 questions, depending on which category you fall into on that support evaluation. We did go to all the directors and get their input, and they're the ones who provided the areas that they would like their faculty or their non-teaching faculty evaluated on. So they're the ones who gave us the input for those specific areas.
Okay.
We will run this evaluation this year, and then we will take it back and look at the evaluation criteria and norm the evaluation and potentially bring back any changes we need to make for the following year. Given this is the first time we'll be using this tool, we will be collecting a lot of data on it to make sure it is reliable and relevant to the different positions.
Okay. Is there any more discussion? All right, thanks for your work. I know that's a big task. Hard to keep everybody happy. Dr. Metcalf, can you call for a vote?
Absolutely. Mr. Watkins,
Aye.
Ms. McAfee,
Aye.
Mr. Hobson,
Aye.
Mr. Boyle,
Aye.
Ms. Boggs,
Aye.
Metcalf is an aye, motion carries.
Okay, closing items, calendar.
Madam President, members of the governing board, this time next year, we probably should schedule 2 governing board meetings in October with our fall break, because it seems like we're going to have at least 2, probably a third. We do need to pull you back together again before our next regularly scheduled governing board meeting to go over the annual report. The reason why we didn't do that today was simply because we wanted to make sure that it was something that we felt comfortable giving to you. And as of today, we didn't. And we never want to bring something to you that we're not comfortable or confident about. So I'm going to ask Tammy to see if she can't reach out and see if we can't get a quorum scheduled again in the next week in order to see if we can't provide you the updated annual report and have an action item. I apologize we didn't have it done today, but like I said, our goal is not to, our expectation of ourselves is never to bring something to you that we're not completely confident or comfortable in providing. So for another contact by Tammy.
Okay, thanks, I appreciate that. Okay, item B, 6B, adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. Motion to adjourn carries.
I do have
right,
to say
thank
to you
you.
all, I do have to say to you all, without Mr. Covington here, that did not end as fast as it normally does.